You know, I'm new to getting involved in town government. Though I'm an attorney, I'm a practicing attorney. I'm used to working with a lot of legal documents. I've chaired I've had an extensive business career. I was a vice president of Dunkin' Donuts for a number of years, and I've chaired a number of organizations, so I have a lot of experience in handling the kind of legal matters that would come before a Board of Selectmen. In fact, if I was chosen, I'd be the only attorney who is on the Board of Selectmen, and that would be a great benefit alone, because the management of the attorney, which I was involved in working with an attorney when I was on the governance committee, I could see in that limited experience where we can save money and time, and I would really be a great asset as a practicing attorney. That's an environment I'd be comfortable in.
So just going back, and you may have touched on this a little, sure. What made you decide to run for selectman? Again, you've had just the 1 year, so it's not like you're a town hall junkie.
Right.
But did people come to you or talk to you, or
to be selectman?
Yeah.
People, as I've become more, I guess, known in the community, more active. I've written articles in the paper, and I got more known that way. I've had people, as you know, if you're in media, people will stop you that you don't know that read or heard something about you, and I became more known. And in the governance committee, it being probably such a major piece of legislation, so important to the town and so much in the dialogue, I became more known in that. So people did start to approach me a few months ago, would you think about running for selectman? And then finally there was a group of people that met with me a couple of times. And so I started thinking about it. I sort of thought about it a little bit, but not too much. But you get more serious about it when people start to ask you to do it, and you listen to their reasons, and then you begin to think, I began to think that I really could add value here. I mean, what I see going on in terms of the management of selectmen meetings, the conduct of government, and the legal issues and so forth, that's really, I have a lot of experience in it. I have my office in town, so I'm in town a lot. And I love going around and doing things in town. As you may know, I flip pictures a lot of times and put them up on screens and so forth. Mm-hmm. And so I'm active that way, and it fits very well. I can add a lot. And people did ask me, so I decided to do it.
So what do you think are the big issues that you'll have to tackle, or that you would like to make improvements on if you were to be elected into the office?
Fundamental issues that's really motivating me, and I think it's important. When I started being concerned was I was watching the selectmen's meetings. Everybody, you've heard this story a lot of times. You've watched the selectmen's meetings for a while. It looks humorous, kind of, almost entertaining. But then after a while, I began to become more concerned because it didn't stop. It got worse. And then as I got to know more people in government and around town, you begin to feel bad for people for what they're going through, and you begin to feel bad for the town. So what really began to, I remember sitting and watching one selectman meeting, and then they were going back and forth, and the audience was in it, and I remember thinking to myself, this isn't entertaining anymore. As a matter of fact, they're talking about my town. This is my town, and then I said to myself, I'll bet a lot of other people feel the way I do. And that's when I started to really get a lot more active. When you need to get your signatures, you need to get 50 of them to become on the ballot. So I went down to the town dump one day, and we had gotten a few, but I started getting signatures. So I ended up getting 156. And it was really a lot more than I needed to, but I was fascinated by the conversations. I was meeting people who were coming up, and their number one issue, lo and behold, was just what I thought, just what was bothering me. They're deeply disturbed about the conduct of our civil discourse and our government, and they want it straightened away. They're deeply disturbed about that, just like I was. So I was so fascinated by that, I kept getting more and more signatures because I wanted to hear the dialogue. That was almost universal, and that was the prime reason that moved me. There's a number of other issues I'm interested in, but I'm deeply disturbed, as these 156 people are, or most of them who talk to me, about what's going on with our democracy. And the reason is that we have been given a very precious gift in this town. I talk to people around the country, and I've talked to people with a lot of experience in government. What we have in Cohasset and in Massachusetts with town government is a very unique gift from the past. It's a form of grassroots democracy that's not practiced in most of the United States. It's not practiced in most of the world. We've had this, has been going on for 250 or 300 years. It is a precious part of our heritage. If we don't conduct it properly, we're going to lose that. I do not want to be part of the last generation that turns off the liberty and democracy that we've been given from our ancestors in Cohasset. I don't want to be part of turning away from democracy. And we can do this. It's quite a doable task.
The